Hi friends, welcome to Konexio Technical Insight. I am Rahul Randeria and I would be conducting today's show. Today we would be discussing regarding the trends, the setups, the technical indicators, the candlestick patterns in Nifty, Bank Nifty as well as on the different asset classes. Now first of all, let us discuss what we have mentioned in our last video. In our last video, we have mentioned that markets have corrected or are correcting since last 2 weeks, and we might see a technical pullback from the lower levels, and we have recommended or we have suggested that one should buy on dips. Market opened on a flat to positive note. Initially, it saw some sort of pullback, but it didn't sustain, as everybody knows that because of this China issue of spreading the COVID cases. Market started correcting severely in the last week, and it has ended on a negative note. So most probably market didn't perform on our expected lines in the last week. So now let us discuss the Nifty charts, and we will try to figure out what could be the trend for the next week. So let us go to the Nifty daily charts and we will see what kind of pattern has formed. Now this is the Nifty daily charts, and we have been discussing regarding this upward rising channel, and Nifty has been moving in this upward rising channel, making higher tops, higher bottoms. But last week on Friday, we have seen that Nifty has broken this rising channel, and you can see that it has given RSI has also given a negative crossover in the oversold territory. It was something in this particular consolidation range, and then as we have seen that last 3 trading session in the last week, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, we have seen a significant correction in the Nifty, and Nifty ended on a negative note on weekly basis, and it has just broken this rising channel, and it has given a close below this particular rising channel. But as you can see that last 3 weeks, this is the daily charts. Let me go to the weekly charts so that we can have a clear view. This is the weekly charts, and you can see this last 3 week Nifty has been correcting. So quite possible that Nifty is into an oversold territory. Still, yes, you can see on the RSI. Let me just stretch the RSI so we will have. You can see RSI has dropped sharply. Nifty has corrected since last 15 trading session, and RSI is just about to test its oversold region. So definitely at these levels the setup is oversold. Yes, the candles have given a negative negative closed. It is a bearish candle, but the setup is oversold. So most probably you can see, or you can say that the setup is oversold. Any movement or any correction, further correction, might bring in short covering from the lower levels. Now one more important thing which I would like to highlight is next week is the financial year end, that is 31st December. Again, it is a monthly expiry week, so whole lot of volatility could be seen. US market on Friday had ended on a positive note. It is just a minor positive, 150 points positive. So either we might open with a positive gap, then Nifty might start moving zigzag way, or highly volatile session. So it would be a very difficult week for traders to trade in Nifty in the next week. And as I said, it is a monthly expiry week, and most of the week, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, most of the trading hours would be used to shift the position from the current week, that is from this December expiry series, to shifting the position from December series to January series. So hell lot of volatility could be seen in the next week. And from this level, as I said, the setup is oversold. The Dow Jones, the US markets were positive, so any pullback might bring in volatility at least for the next week. So next week is going to be very challenging week for the traders. So traders are suggested to trade with strict stop losses, and we would suggest traders, those who are short in the markets, to at least book profits and try to wait for marketability wait for the market to narrow down the volatility, and then one should buy for a pullback at the lower levels if there is a further selling pressure at the higher levels. So in short, the monthly expiry could be highly volatile for the next week. Now let us go to let us discuss the important supports and resistance level in Nifty for the next week. So for the next week, the first support in the Nifty is placed around 17,723. Below that, the second support in the Nifty is placed around 17,576, and third support in the Nifty is placed around 17,421. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance in the Nifty is placed around 18,050. Above that, the second resistance is around 18,162, and third resistance is around 18,318. These are the important supports and resistance level in Nifty. Traders should follow these levels and try to trade for short moves. Short moves in the sense, do not try to play for big moves. So maybe for 150 points, 200 points rally or correction in Nifty. Just try to trade for a 0.5% move, and if anybody is smart enough, then can trade on both the sides, long and short. So next week is going to be highly challenging for the traders. It would be Nifty might be moving in zigzag manner, so a trader should trade with a strict stop losses. Now let us come to the option data. We'll try to study Nifty option data. So you will see on the screen, in Nifty call option, the action was seen in 17,900 calls, then 18,000 calls, 18,100 calls, and 18,200 calls. Now here you can see there has been a rise in the open interest, there has been a rise in the volumes. Implied volatility is between 14.57 to 15.85, but there has been a significant drop in the option premium. Now this clearly indicates that the smart money have started strongly writing the out of the money Nifty calls. Now here you can see Nifty, the concentration of this particular volumes is in 17,900 calls and 18,000 calls. So for the next week, we feel that 18,000, which is the psychological mark, could act as a major resistance. So maybe any pullback towards 18,000 might bring in selling at the higher levels just for the next week, because next week is a monthly expiry, and if it crosses 18,000, then only we might see a rally towards the level of 18,100 to 18,200. So definitely next week is going to be highly volatile. So traders are suggested to trade with strict stop losses, and if there is a pullback, 18,000 could act as a major resistance. So next week could be a challenging task for Nifty to break 18,000, and if it breaks, then a further rally could be expected. But as I said, next week might be highly volatile. Now let us try to analyze Nifty puts data. You will see on the screen that in Nifty puts, the action was seen in 17,700 puts, 17,600 puts, 17,500 puts, 17,400 puts. There has been a rise in the volumes, there has been a rise in the open interest in particular puts. You can see there has been a slightly rise in the Nifty puts premium. Implied volatility is between 13.17 to 16.33. Now here, what I want to just highlight is that the major part of the volume concentration is around 17,600. So next week we feel that it is for Nifty, due to a monthly expiry, we don't see Nifty breaking 17,600, because you can see there has been a strong volume and open interest concentration over those levels. Even on the near basis, on near strike price, 17,700 could act as a strong support, but most probably 17,600 could act as a major support in Nifty from this particular data analysis. So for next week, the range could be 18,000 on the upside and 17,600 on the downside. So next week might be highly volatile. Traders should trade with strict stop losses. I feel that next week could be a trendless week or indecisive week. We might not see a clear trend in the Nifty for the next week, but yes, due to the oversold nature of the markets, we might see a pullback or a bounce back rally from the lower levels. Now, friends, let us go to the Bank Nifty charts, daily charts, and we'll try to study Bank Nifty charts and try to figure out what could be the trend for the next week. Now, in Bank Nifty, also you can see the rising channel which we have been discussing, but again in Bank Nifty also it has broken this rising channel. Again in Bank Nifty on indicator front, RSI has also just trying to enter the oversold area. The setup is oversold, but still maybe some downside could be seen, but it could be highly risky for traders to go short at these levels. So one needs to be cautious while going short in Bank Nifty also, or just we would suggest that if anybody is short in Bank Nifty, should try to book profits if there is a further sell-off or a further follow-up selling in Bank Nifty from these levels. And as I said, Dow Jones has ended on a positive note, so we might see some sort of gap up opening in Bank Nifty also. But again, at the higher levels, we might see selling pressure coming in, and we might see Bank Nifty drifting from these levels. But as we have said that the nature of the markets or the charts are oversold, so a pullback or bounce back cannot be ruled out. Now, next week on Monday, the US markets, the European markets are closed because of the Christmas week. So definitely we see some sort of highly volatile trading sessions at least for the next week. So traders are suggested to trade with strict stop losses. Highly volatile trading sessions would be witnessed at least in the next week. So now let us discuss the important supports and resistance level in Bank Nifty for the next week. The first support in the Bank Nifty is placed around 41,318. Second support is placed around 40,818. And third support is placed around 40,355. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance is placed around 41,965. Above that, the second resistance is placed around 42,408. And third resistance is placed around 42,617. These are the important supports and resistance level in Bank Nifty. Traders should follow these levels and trade in the trade with strict stop loss for the next week. Now, friends, let us discuss let us analyze the option data of Bank Nifty. Now, in Bank Nifty, the action was seen in Bank Nifty calls. The action was seen in 41,900 calls, then 42,000 calls, and 41,800 calls, then 42,000 calls, and 42,400 calls. Now here you can see rise in the open interest, rise in the volumes. Implied volatility is between 14.76 and 15.27, but there has been a significant drop in option premium, which clearly indicates that smart money might have done strong call writing in Bank Nifty. So from immediate basis, we feel that looking at the volume concentration, 42,000 could act as a major resistance in Bank Nifty. So any pullback towards the 42,000 might bring in strong selling pressure at the higher levels. But if in case if it breaks those levels, then we might see an extension of rally towards the level of 42,400 or 42,500 from these particular levels. So in Bank Nifty, as I said, 42,000 could act as a major resistance, and a further sell-off or further selling pressure cannot be ruled out from particular higher levels. Now friends, let us discuss what we have observed in Bank Nifty puts. On the screen, you will see Bank Nifty puts data. In Bank Nifty puts, the action was seen in 41,500 puts, then 41,100 puts, and 40,500 puts. Here you can see rise in the volumes, rise in the open interest. There has been a rise in the option premium because we have seen a sharp drop in Bank Nifty 2 in the last week. Implied volatility is rising. It is between 15.29 to 19.28. It has already entered in the slightly danger zone. And if there is further sell-off in Bank Nifty, then it will enter into a danger zone, which will bring in, a profit booking or short covering in Bank Nifty from the lower levels. So from these levels, as I said, looking at the looking at the volume concentration on the downside, 41,500 could act as a major support area, and if it breaks, then next support area is 41,000. So definitely from lower levels, we feel that we might see some sort of short covering bounce coming in, maybe just around 41,500 or just between 41,200 to 41,000. This could be the area where we might see a short covering bounce coming in from the lower levels. So as I said, looking at the charts of Nifty and Bank Nifty, looking at the derivative data of Nifty and Bank Nifty, the view is one should buy on dips in the markets, at least for a pullback rally. I mean to say a short covering from the lower levels. And as I said, next week is a monthly expiry week as well as the financial year end. So we might see a highly volatile sessions throughout the week. It would be a very difficult week for traders to trade. And traders are suggested to trade with strict stop losses and do not try to trade for huge moves. Just try to play 0.5% move in Nifty and Bank Nifty, either long or short. So friends, now let us go to the final segment of our show, which is positional call. I've identified one stock from pharma sector. The name of the stock is Novartis. Now this is the stock Novartis. Stock has been moving in or it has been consolidating in slightly upward rising channels. You can see it is making higher tops, higher bottoms. The channel is well managed. This particular consolidation has happened after a severe correction from the levels of almost 1100, and stock has already corrected 50% from its lifetime high. So definitely you can see, if I stretch the chart, the volume has risen in the last 3 trading sessions in the last week, indicating the stock has potential to rally from these levels. So long-term investors or investors can accumulate the stock in the range of 689 to 675 for an upside target of 781. This view is for long-term investment. So as I said, the stock is poised for an upside rally for the long term. You can see the stock is quoting around 689. Long-term investors can accumulate the stock in the range of 689 to 675 for an upside target of 781. So friends, thank you very much for watching the show. Any suggestion you can give in the comment box. Once again, I would like to congratulate for traders for being patient for watching the show. Merry Christmas to all of you and have a nice trading week. Thank you.